Hey, it's Herbert. And you're listening to the About Last Night podcast, you slippery little son of a bitch.
About last night.
There is a place where big. Congratulations, Mr. Sims. You're the fattest boy in camp.
Real quick, by the way, so welcome to Spoiler Beans About Last Night crossover movie review number 2 for heavyweights.
Heavyweights.
It's a heavyweight. It's in the competition of great 90s Disney kid movies.
Yes.
But I just really quickly want to stop because in the trailer right there it goes, in a world, or whatever however it didn't start like that. But
he did say in a world.
Oh, in a world, yeah, where fat is big. He said like where the stakes are big. He said something about, fuck, I'm gonna rewind it a little bit.
There is a place.
There's a place.
A place where big.
Okay, when he says a place where big, and it showed a shot of a scale like scrolling up on the thing, like just all right.
You're the fattest boy in camp. Is beautiful. And thin isn't it?
This is definitely not sanitary.
For Jerry and his friends, it was a dream come true. Until the new owner. That is out of here, mister! Turned it into a nightmare. Lunch has been canceled today due to lack of hustle. Now, after 6
Best line in the movie.
Oh, by far.
Starvation.
There isn't a gummy bear left in this entire camp.
And humiliation.
Nice swing, you fat tubbo.
All right, that's enough.
You fat tubbo.
The fat tubbo, and there was a lot of name calling in this movie.
Oh, the movie was all name calling. It was just vicious. No punches not pulled. Do you think this movie could be made today?
Well, great first question. I don't think so. I think that the fat shaming part of it is just too severe for most people to handle. I can handle it. I was a fat kid. I didn't ever hide my snacks I didn't have cool compartments. I hid snacks under the bed for sure. I think
or in the cabinet somewhere so nobody would know that I put it there. Yeah.
But I didn't have the fucking witchcraft, the secret passage doors. They were like had cut tree trunks in half to store Twinkies and salamis.
Are you kidding? Salamis, full salamis.
I was always glad I wasn't that fat to where I cut down trees to hide snacks in. You know, like that's. I feel like at that point, if you walk inside and your mom's like, "Why do you smell like tree?" and you're like, "I was sawing," and she's like, "What were you sawing?" and you're like, a secret hiding spot for my snacks. Like she's like, we're getting you and Jenny Craig tomorrow.
Jenny Craig.
Yeah,
we're doing
some sort of a program.
Oh God.
Yeah, I think these kids were. I did like the fact that it celebrated fatness.
It is even the trailer. It's body positive.
Yeah, you want that out of a fat kid movie.
Yeah.
You can't because the names like Tubbo, whatever he called him.
Tubbo.
There's a lot of dude. There were some nicknames. I mean, even right at the beginning of the movie, you know, which is a great start. End of school.
Everyone throws everything.
School's out. It was a classic, like, the kids are, I don't know, fifth, sixth grade?
Yeah, easy. Elementary school. You're still in elementary school.
They looked like they were celebrating not just the end of the school year, but the end of, I think, a chapter. It felt like end of sixth grade, heading into 7th grade.
Yes.
So, like, everyone's, you know, papers up in the air, kids walk out. What do we, you know, and then Jerry, our main fatty, somebody goes, "Isn't that your bus?"
Yeah.
And he just looks up and it's driving away. And then he just starts chasing
the bus.
The bus.
And you know what else is? I was looking at him.
Some kid yells out the window. What did he say? I wrote it down. He goes, "Run, fat boy."
Run.
And like, fat boy, I remember like that. Those hurt. I got a couple of those.
Yeah.
That hurts. Fat boy. It's like, I don't know, the pairing of words. It's not You're like, God, he nailed me on 2 occasions. Like, he identified
He can
me
never be so
twice. Yeah, he can never be so right, dude.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I never was like younger, was fat, but my dad would always say that like I gained weight, like just to be like, hey, you need to work harder, like for football. Like, so he would always call me fat. So I felt fat, even though I looked at pictures of myself.
Wow.
I was a fucking rock, man. I
Holy
was solid.
shit. But he just wanted you to pump
Pump
more
and
iron?
eat right and like and focus and like
You fat fuck.
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
all the time. Fucking, I was shredded, man.
You're like puking in the bathroom. It's like, you fat fuck. You
fatty.
Like, dude,
You think this is what Peyton Manning does? And I'm like,
Peyton Manning would never eat SpaghettiOs on top of rice. Yeah. That's so many carbs. I know it's good. It looks amazing. So chases the bus.
he chased the bus. Everyone's
Classic
laughing.
90s cool soundtrack
Yeah.
too. It was I can't remember what it was. It was whatever that opening song was. It was like the way when Everclear started to become real popular in the 90s, you know, with like Father of Mine or Everything is Wonderful Now. La 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 la.
Yo, I know that one. It does start that way.
Yeah.
You know what else I didn't really like? He's already fat, but they made it seem like everyone hated him because a dog walks by and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you fat fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, why were they trying
Yeah.
to emphasize?
You know you wouldn't be able to escape this.
you fucking.
Yeah.
You're lucky. You're
You're
lucky.
lucky I'm chained up.
You're lucky.
Yeah, it did come out of the gate just trying to paint the picture of
Yeah.
like these guys are down and out and hungry.
He goes to a lemonade stand and it's like 25 cents for a cup, and he puts down like $3 and drinks the pitcher.
I know, dude. Just licking the bottom of the fucking plastic container to get. He's like, get those last sugary bites. The kid's like, you want your change, you fat psycho?
You fat psycho. We can't make it. That was all we had. That was supposed to get us through.
$3 is clearly not the amount you should be putting down if you're gonna drink the whole fucking thing. It's 50 cents a cup. We had like 9 cups in there. I might not be tall enough to beat you up, but I know simple math. Yeah, so they're really just setting this kid up.
Yeah, because that's all in the credits. That's all in the credits.
Yeah, and it's end of school. He's chasing the bus. All that bad shit happens, and then he gets home and he's bombarded. He's blindsided with dad and mom.
And his dad's the GOAT. I forgot that his dad was fucking Jeffrey Tambor.
Jeffrey Tambor, yeah. Real classic dad. He you know, not as funny either. Definitely funny in his own way, but was like definitely playing the dad that was like,
I want if there is an audience, I don't want them to like me. I want them to be like, oh, this guy.
like this dad's a Republican, you know, like he was very much like, hey man, no son of mine's gonna be fat and gay, and he's like, I'm just fat. He's like, oh, okay, cool. We'll just let you know the other one, you know, like
Just in case you're thinking,
in case.
I don't know what you're thinking about.
Yeah, because he just seemed real stern, and you know, he hired, who was this guy that came over and showed the video of Fat Camp?
The guy from Holes. I know that his name's Mom from Holes. I remember
because
him.
they brought in
He
some
comes in
guy.
and-
I can't.
and
I
he ju-
must have missed why he's there.
He's just like works for the camp, but he brings in the video, and it's
So that's
for Camp
weird.
Hope. It
so
is
that his
weird.
dad like it's almost like a college coach recruiting a high schooler.
Yeah.
like coming to the house, he was just like, "We want you,
We want that
and your
fatty."
man boobs over at camp, fucking camp, camp little boy titties." Yeah.
What is going on with that movie?
I mean, so the guy's like, your dad brought me in here to tell you gotta fucking drop some LBs ASAP, man.
ASAP, dude, now.
And they put on the tape, and he's like, don't get addicted to go-karts. And he's like, and then I love that he goes, nah, I'm just kidding. It's like as if like that was some sort of a weird thing to say, like he had to check himself, like, hey, don't cancel me.
Okay, you know, just, I don't know what's gonna
that wasn't a
happen.
euphemism. I just meant don't get addicted to the fucking cars. And then he leaves, and the dad's like, I love that the kid fires back. Jerry,
you're fatter than me.
you're fatter than me, he says to his dad, which is awesome. Because right away you just know this kid don't take no shit.
No.
And fat kids can, look, they take a lot of verbal abuse, but it's like more often than not, which is where I got some of the comedy chops from. You get a little defensive and fire back instead of just like cowering and taking the the dad being like, you got to go to fat camp because this is bullshit. You know how many different chairs we've gone through in the kitchen, just for your sweaty ass fucking cheeks, just melting the wood. And you're like, that doesn't even make sense, Dad. He's like, it does, because you don't get it because you're thinking about Cool Whip and ranch burrito sauce. So then he goes to the camp. No, he goes, I'm not going to the camp.
I'm not going to the camp. And then, of course, classic plane. And he meets young Kenan Thompson.
On the plane.
Who destroys this movie.
Yeah.
Who helps carry it, I think.
Kenan really just paved the way. This looked like it was pre-Kenan and Kel.
Yeah.
Or
young,
all that. Yeah.
This had to be, what, right before Mighty Ducks?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, he just went on a run. He was just like...
Still on it.
Yeah, still on it, man. Crazy. That's fucking crazy.
So cool. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Because it started there. And he does a good job in this movie. Like, I'm watching, I'm like, man, he's doing this kid.
Good kid actor.
Good kid actor.
He's as natural as he is now.
Yeah.
Like, truly. Yeah, real big shout out there.
I'm that opening scene, you meet him, and he's talking about how fat he is to our boy Jerry, and he's like, yeah, dude, I'm a fucking fat ass.
Yeah.
Look how fat I am. That's my
Yeah.
we're both, come on, you're fat too. And it's like, yo, confident.
Yeah.
I was sitting there thinking, like, man, I would not have been that confident.
No. And that was great that he met somebody right away that was like, all right, cool, maybe this is not going to be so bad.
Yeah.
And then they get there, and Ben Stiller's dad and whoever his wife is have owned the camp, Camp Hope, for like 30 years.
Yes.
And right out of the gate, they're like, because we needed some conflict at some point. We're like, this fat kid's just going to go have a great time?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Hey, hold your horses. Like, there's got to be you guys got to go through something, because clearly...
All the music was positive, too.
I think by the end of it, you're like, I don't know. What did you think how it was going to... Like, did you think they were going to... It was going to be uplifting at the end, or was they were going to lose weight or just learn a lesson?
I knew it was going to be uplifting. I knew it was going to
either lose weight or you learn a lesson.
No, they don't lose weight.
Yeah.
They learn to, like, it's okay. They almost Lizzo it. And you know what I mean? Of like, oh, we're gonna rock this. You know what I'm saying? But I did not see how they were gonna get there.
And I didn't see the amount of uphill climb. I didn't see, like, I mean, the first time seeing it, once the couple who sells the camp, damn man, all right. So once they sell the camp,
no, this was funny. They're giving the speech, and it's like they're like, "Hey, thank you guys for coming." we went bankrupt. And then
should we take a taco time out?
He says to the kids, and man, he said, they never let anybody sign your checks. You know what I mean? And he's like, looking, the wife's like, oh, they don't need to hear this. They do need to hear this. That's his life.
That was amazing. He just, definitely just opened up. He's like, this is what happens when you hit bankruptcy. And they're just like, what? He's like, I'm selling the camp. You better get your little snack pouches cleaned out. I'm looking at you, Jerry, you fucking Butterfinger son of a bitch. You Butterfinger bastard. You put 3 king-size Three Musketeers in your pillow.
You think we don't know?
This motherfucker's duct taping salami to his back. So then they sell it, and then immediately Ben Stiller comes in the performance of his career.
Yeah.
There's nobody there, but there's somebody there, and I see ya. Hey guys, comedian Adam Ray here. Thanks for listening to the About Last Night podcast. I hope you're enjoying the episode, and I hope you're doing okay. It's a crazy, crazy time right now, and if you're a little uneasy, I get that, and I've also got the answer. Koi CBD. Say it with me, Koi CBD. Feels good. And it does feel good because I use all their products. I've been fucking with the fellas at Koi CBD since my circumcision, and I'll tell you this much. They're the best in the game, okay? Gummies, bath bombs, tinctures, joints, creams, oils. They got stuff for pets. Koi CBD has been giving the people what they need to feel better, to mellow out, to go to sleep right, to take away the aches and pains with the creams and oils. The bath bombs make bathing just the best thing ever. You get a little radiation high from the balms. I don't know what's in it, but fucking goodness and just all sorts of... It's amazing, okay? It feels like drugs, and it's not, because it's CBD. So, if you want to get these amazing products, and I know you do, because I got the Adam Ray stamp of approval, go to KoiCBD.com and put in the code ALN15 to get 15% off your first order. KoiCBD.com, the promo code ALN15 to get 15% off your first order. Do it today and start living and feeling the right way. And now, back to the episode.
Also, this
It's
movie,
up there.
it felt like a prequel
Yeah.
to Dodgeball.
Yeah, 1,000%. He definitely pulled that character.
Out of and then the storyline and what it's about and like the getting them and shit. It's like, whoa, this might as well just be the first Dodgeball, just like a prequel. This is crazy.
Just minus the stash, yeah. And so this trainer, health guru comes in, Perkis, right? Tony Perkis. And he comes in and he's just full of hostility towards fat people.
Yeah, he doesn't like them.
Doesn't like them. Just as like he's got this staff of just like got the weird
German guy
Lars, who's like his number 2.
Yeah.
And
we didn't talk about also the staff of we didn't talk about Pat Finley. I like that Disney, the love interest story in this is the grown man and the grown woman.
Oh yeah.
Because they didn't have to do that.
Oh yeah.
But there's a love story in this.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? It's the fucking guy who also is. It's weird how similar this movie is to Blank Check and like, or Richie Rich. All of them, like, man, the pacing, the comedy pacing, and like when they pull at your heartstrings, it's almost like the same algorithm.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I was watching, it's like, man, this is crazy how similar this movie is.
Yeah, and again, a little bit of a father-son relationship because like Jerry and his dad Jeffrey Tambor don't get along, and
he meets this
like other dad figure, Pat, who doesn't have a son, but it's like
and been there forever,
and they look the same. I remember as a kid being like, "Oh, that's why they really like each other because I felt like the kid was like, oh, I'm looking at me in 20 years, and Pat was looking at the kid being like, oh, fucking, that's a young me, like, and they both just wanted to hang out with other versions of themselves. I literally thought as a kid, I was like, oh, that's why they get along. They kind of look the same.
Yeah.
And then you come to find, no, man, they both need each other. That was a weird side story of like, oh, like, because remember they were on the, screaming out during the sunset on the deck.
Yeah, they're laying out on the deck, just having a real man to man.
Yeah, they're like, this is who we are. Like, suck on my man tit, universe. Like they were just owning it, being like, fuck you. This is what we ate ourselves to this point, and we're fine with it.
We don't give a fuck.
We don't give a fuck, man. Get off our bags. And yeah, but they you had to have that extra bond because this kid Jerry's at camp by himself. Stiller comes in. He's like, I'm going to whip you guys into shape.
Yeah.
Famously says, today's lunch has been canceled due to lack of hustle, which is a great line. And
also, I love when they do show their snacks. Like you said, it wasn't they had like it was a treasure chest.
Yeah.
You couldn't eat it. You couldn't even eat it if you wanted to eat it.
No. They had so many fucking snacks in that cabin. Like, and I don't see how you got away with that. But the camp before that was like these kids that were there, they were like, this is how it goes to Jerry. They're like, you hide your snacks here, you do that, we go karting, then we jump in the blob and we go swimming. Because they got a day of that in.
Yeah, we eat deli and then we just fucking pig out on deli meat and Skittles.
Pig out on deli meat. And yeah, and everyone's cool with it. And nobody thinks about other shit than food.
No.
Right?
The whole movie.
Yeah. And then Stiller really whooped him into shape.
Well, he's trying.
He's trying to.
He tries to whip him into shape. It was a cool. I was looking at the camp like, man, that would be a fucking dope camp with the blob thing and the go-kart track. And
yeah. It had all the makings of an actual camp.
Yeah. But there's the scene, I thought this fucked me up, man, where he's weighing them. He weighs them all in front of each other.
Oh, yeah.
And then he starts like testing their neck fat.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I wouldn't have been able to handle this.
No, he definitely went too far. I mean, I thought it was just like, and it like Jerry was so thrown off so early. He was just like, what the fuck is happening? Like this is not normal. Like he called home. He called like his dad. Like
he wrote a letter to his grandmother. And
yeah, didn't call dad because like they're the ones that like it almost felt like, there's some of these, like Paris Hilton did this documentary about this fucked up girls' school she went to and how abusive it was. It felt like that a little bit, where it was like this place that the parents didn't know. They thought the camp was all great, and he's like, we're trapped. Like, remember when the kid who played Goldberg in Mighty Ducks made some joke to Ben Stiller when he came in to give him shit about this.
Seymour Butts.
Yeah,
classic.
Give him a classic Seymour Butts. He's like, hey, who hid all their candy, or who who knows where you guys hide the candy or something? And they go, oh, Seymour, who hid the candy? And they go, Butts. And he goes, who? Seymour Butts. He goes, what?
He goes, where is he? Where is he? Like, who is Seymour? Or like,
I want to show him.
Show me Seymour Butts.
I want to show me Seymour Butts. I want to see more Butts.
I want to see. Yeah, I want to see more Butts.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, you do? You want to see more Butts?" And then just turn around and just high fives everybody like, "This guy wants to see Butts." And then
he get ritzy fucking.
And then he goes, "Oh, you a stand-up comic? Because I would love to book you a tour," which is a great line. And
to say to a child.
Yeah. And then the next day, it's just like a funeral shot of like a coffin. It was just like a dead bed.
Yeah.
And it was like the bed was just empty and they're all huddled around it. And they were like,
they're freaked out.
And at first I was like, oh, they just kicked him out of camp. But then one of them goes, is he okay? They're like, is he okay? And then one of them's like, I don't know. So they're like, so then they just kind of say right there, blatantly being like, did Ben Stiller just kill this kid and like dump his body? Because they were like, is he? Because if he was fine, they would have been like, oh, that sucks that he left camp. His parents came and got him.
Yeah.
But they just didn't.
No, they were like, yo, bro, I heard he's fucking on the streets in New York.
Oh, yeah, dude.
With his feet cut off.
That was an amazing scene where it's just all different characters in the
telling
camp.
you like, yo, what I think happened to him.
And Pete Berg is a cameo as the
fucking cook.
The chef, the cook. And he was just like, what'd he say? He's like,
I think he was just like, get out of my fucking face.
Oh, he's dead. No, I think he's dead.
He's dead. Yeah.
It was just great. Disney just letting the crazy be crazy.
Yeah.
And one kid was like, yeah, he's like, I heard he's dancing with a guy in a wheelchair on the streets of New York. And they're all like, and he's like, what?
And Pete Berg was like, it ain't dancing, baby. Like, oh.
And that kid was on the wheelchair thing. I remember they cut back to Jerry and he goes, for real? And then the kid, and then this fat kid just goes, hey, that's just what I heard. Just being like, hey man, nobody fucking knows. There's just a lot of rumors going around.
Dude. He's fucking not here.
And we're all telling them. Yeah.
Oh God.
But you felt bad that Stiller's team was just so, the hikes were crazy. They took away go-karts. They
play baseball. They play the baseball game against the other team.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that that was one thing I was like, well, this just isn't true. Fat kids, I think I wasn't around some fat ballers.
Oh yeah,
some fat kids that can hoop.
Oh yeah,
play baseball, play football, and they're like the best players on the team.
You're talking about me. I destroyed. Quick Fat was just quicker than you thought.
Yeah, and I'm putting this weight on you, and what are you going to do about
it? Oh, dude, you can't D me up in the post.
Not even close.
If I'm sliding into second in kickball, you're just getting out of the way.
Yep. If it didn't go over the gate, I have the foot of a man already.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, seriously, I was swinging for the fences always. And
they make them seem like they can't do it. Like I didn't like that. They were like, hey, look how fat, and they're stupid because they eat so much they don't know anything.
Yeah, the food's killing their brain cells, and then they just tried to have some sweet moments with the guy-girl dance. They got the girl camp.
That was a good moment,
and they did like, and I'm surprised Stiller let that happen on his watch, but it was a great scene because the kids were like, all the cute girls were like, we want to dance with you guys. You guys. Dad bods are in or whatever,
Wait, no. I remember it starts with one of the girls is like, oh, why do they all have to be so fucking fat? We have to dance with them. And then another girl goes, well, what should they do? Throw up their food like you, Becky? And it's like, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Like,
that was crazy. That was.
Well, they want to take Xanax like you and smoke cigarettes? Yeah. Your mom doesn't fucking love you, bitch. And it's like, whoa.
Oh, should I get more food stamp sandwiches? And it's like, oh my God. Yeah, that was cutthroat. And then all of a sudden, why did they loosen up and start dancing?
The teachers went out. I love always that scene.
Always,
the adults go out.
Set the tone.
The song
You're gonna be a
awesome.
teacher, set the tone.
What was it? It was like a rock lobster. It was like one of those kind of songs.
Wow, yeah, that's right.
Where it just makes you happy.
Because then Paul Feig, shout out to Paul Feig, director of Bridesmaids, The Heat, Spy, Ghostbusters, starts fucking dancing up a storm. Because Judd Apatow that wrote it, they're buds, and Paul was an actor for a little bit. And
a lot of legends involved in this.
That was a great song. It also could have been, let's think of other 90s R&B slow dance songs that the camp could have had. Like, it wouldn't have been like Keith Sweat, Nobody.
No.
That wouldn't have made sense. Although it would have been awesome. Because it would have been great just for the sake of the movie, like that song goes on, and then everyone's looking at each other like Like we don't know how.
I don't know how to feel.
I don't know how to feel. I don't like this sounds very sexual.
He's really in my ears.
Pat's like, dude, I know I need to be appropriate, but it's weird if I don't do something kind of. If I don't make a move to this girl during the song, I can't just dance like this is still Rock Lobster. Nobody by Keith Sweat is not Rock Lobster. And if I don't acknowledge that in front of her, it's weird for everybody. Even the kids are being like, dude, just fucking
move, make a move.
Grab something, make a move. It's Keith Sweat's nobody. You can't just
Keith Sweat's nobody. Nobody. That's so deep. It's so intense.
But Disney, I mean, there's got to be something. But they had to have some sort of a fun, like what's going to get people going. So then they're all dancing. Stiller breaks it up.
Yeah, he's pissed.
And Goldberg's back, and they're trying to.
Yep.
They're trying to what? What's going on?
Goldberg comes back, and because he said his dad was going to sue him. They're like, how'd you get back? He's like, my dad threatened to sue, and that little bitch caved. And they're like, oh
yeah, dude.
Like, that's
right. That's right. Dude, sue him. Goldberg just was fucking clearly like, he's like, my dad's in the mob. You know, it's like my dad showed up and fucking was
Jewish
like,
Mafia's fucking real, dude.
Listen here, Tony Perkins. My son's going back to camp, and you're buying him snacks. And he gets to eat the ones you already currently possess.
You hear me?
You hear me? Yeah, just fucking bullies them. And Pat and Jerry hit it off too, which there was a great shot of the nurse that Pat is getting, right? She's the nurse? The gal at the camp.
Oh, yeah, that's who he's into. Yeah.
And they're having a nice flirt sesh just constantly. And there's one great scene where Pat and Jerry go pretend to go-kart because the go-karts have been stripped away. Remember?
Yes.
They got into the go-karts and they pretended to drive around. And Pat was, it was really like, Pat was like, you know, I'll be your dad. Like, I'll be your dad if you want me to. Like, he was so close to saying that. He was just like, you know, so many moments where he'd be like, come on, you know, they were pretending and he'd push them and then they'd start laughing. You know, I'll be your dad if you want me to, man. I'll be like, do you want another dad? And the woman, they cut to the nurse and she was in the window watching.
Yeah.
And like, at first, it looked like she was playing with herself while she was watching. I'll be honest.
And then it's like, I don't think this is for Pat.
I had to do a Disney double take. And I was like, hey, wait a second. Because they only showed from like, the first shot was like, you know, full body. And then it went to like waist up and her hand was like down below. And she just made this face that was like, hey, man, I think they were trying to be like, look, we're not saying it didn't happen, but we're not saying that. We're saying it was she was doing that.
That's what we're saying about you, ma'am.
Yeah, and so that was cool because that let you know too that she was excited about the relationship between Pat and Jerry. But,
yeah, I love how he ran around. He ran around once, and then they were like laid up on each other, and he was like, "Man, I love you, Pat." I love you, Pat. I'll be your dad.
I'll be your dad, man.
We're just gonna be. You can call me dad the rest of the time you're here.
Which is again like I don't know who keeps pumping these father-son, you know, storylines in, but you know, this is the second one where it was a big part of it. And then they
sneak into Tony's room and they find out that all the letters they wrote haven't been getting sent home.
Yep,
which is fucking a mind fuck.
Yeah, that was a tough pill to swallow. Because you're like, wow, not only has my do I really feel trapped?
Yeah, because this guy's really crazy.
Nobody knows.
No one knows
anything or what I've been going through, and now I know that I'm even more fucked. And now the panic level rises, and you got to get out of there.
Yeah, I would be a little nervous seeing all my letters there. And then they have all the parents are coming though for like midterm weigh-ins, which is like, yo, what is this camp?
Yeah, that was weird because it was like if you're coming at that point, the kid should be able to give some sort of like this guy's fucking great. Like we got to get out of here. Like, but they're just like, we're gonna come make sure you lost some weight, and if not, you're staying here for 2 more weeks. You know.
Yeah, we're not just gonna keep feeding you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and all the kids gained weight. That's right.
Yeah, they all gained weight
because they snuck their snacks.
Yeah, and then
he's like, "Are you guys snacking? Snacks? Are you guys snack sneaking? Are you guys snack snuggers? Are you guys? Yeah, are you snack sneaking?" And every kid. I remember the main kid, Jerry, was like 9 pounds heavier. And Ben Stiller was like, the fuck is going on?
He has to go talk to himself.
Yeah.
Which is also like, the other camp counselor should be like, hey, man, hey, relax. What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I know, but Lars was the weird, like, that was Disney's diversity.
Yeah, they were like, he's German.
Yeah. Like Disney, I don't even think if they were thinking in terms of like, you know, black, Asian, Latina, you know, Indian. They were just like, get a white foreign dude. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like they were like that made it, and that guy was, I don't know. It didn't make sense. Well, I guess he was there. He was attached to Ben Stiller's
He's
character.
attached, and I guess it's also I'm like, oh wow, it's not like Germans, but like, this is a bad guy.
Yeah.
The idea like, oh, he has a German accent, he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Die Hard.
He almost seems scarier than Ben Stiller.
Yeah, he is.
And then they tied him up at the end.
God, when they tie all of them, like when they tie all of them,
So
up,
after the weigh-ins, so after the weigh-ins,
they go because he wants to take them on that 20-mile hike.
That's right. Okay, that's right. So yeah, so before the tie-up, they go on the 20-mile hike.
Yeah,
and the kids are like, "Fuck this, we need a plan now."
Yeah,
like, what are we doing?
Hey, we'll fart in his fucking face because at first that's the first plan.
Yeah,
the first plan is looking Goldberg. Just hold one ready.
Amazing, by the way. Great plan. Would have been a solid choice had they gone with it.
Yeah,
and then they decide to on the hikes. You know, everyone's arguing, and he comes over. He's meditating, and he's like, "What's going on?" They're like, "We're arguing that you can't do a sit-up if you can't hear or see." And he's like, "Of course you can.
Of course you can.
You fucking
out of the way. You
fat, more fat, dumb thoughts, huh, guys? Yeah. Is that what you're doing over here? Just having fat thoughts?
Just eating your stupid thoughts. I'm just eating them.
Thoughts,
so you never have them because you're just eating all the time.
You must be so full on fucking broken syllables." And so then he's like, "I bet you can't do a sit-up without seeing or hearing." He's like, "I'll show you how it's done." Lays down. They blindfold him. Goldberg spreads the cheeks, but Stiller comes up short. Tony just his half sit up, and then he's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's his kid's ass.
I mean, dude, none of it was about this. Who knows what would happen if he just sat all the way up, and Goldberg's like the one. I mean, all those guys, you probably don't want to get a face deep of anything, but Goldberg especially. Goldberg just was already felt like he was 19.
Yeah, because you could tell he's the older one.
Yeah,
you could tell he was already at least 20.
Yeah, he's like, dude, this is like I've been driving around town, like this is not going to be good. And
you can tell on set, he's definitely the kid who's like, "Hey, you guys want to go get some pussy?" And they're like playing video games still. Like, whoa, this is Hollywood.
I'm playing Sonic the Hedgehog. It's like, you guys are fucking lame. Dude. You know what's out there?
Yeah, what's the fuck? You know what's out there?
I know 2 girls that would fucking do, dude, pull up Grand Theft Auto. I'll show you some cool ass people.
Yo, I like him telling 10-year-olds who are playing Sonic, "Dude, I know 2 girls who will lick your fucking balls between your ass." And they're like, "What the? I haven't even thought about this."
You can call this girl Sonic the Hedgehog if you want to. She'll let you do anything, man.
Come on, bro.
She's like, "Man, I'm 9. It's like, "Oh man, we were all 9 once."
Come on, baby. How much you getting paid for this? I mean, he's just like, like I don't know.
Is your first movie? Yeah. Yeah. So then Stiller chases him, and then fucking Trapdoor City.
Trapdoor, tied up, and then they put him in a cage for like days.
Yeah, he was. I don't know what the timeline was, but it definitely was like.
Because they do so much. They get the blob refixed.
Yep.
Get back on it.
Yep.
Get all the go-karts refixed. They're back on the go-karts.
Yep.
They do go for power walks because also the adults are like, "Hey, where's Tony?" And they're like, "Oh, we tied him up," and he's like, "This is my shot."
yeah. And he strangles that little British kid to get out.
Yo, he does.
Right.
He strangles a little British kid.
Gets out of the electrocution, the cage, whatever he was in. Lars, they tied up on the tree. They painted him with honey, and then his 2 friends came up, and they were like, what did they say to him? They were like, oh, I wrote this down.
With the deers licking him?
Yeah, but before that, Lars' assistants come to the tree and said, if you don't have a job, they were like, hey, Lars, we know that if you don't have a job, you get deported. So
yeah, they bring up green cards.
Yeah, so we need you to do us a little favor. And he was just like, I love you both. You're both my friends. But I was just like, dude, they're threatening his citizenship. Just being like, we know they'll send you the fuck back to Germany, dude.
And he's like, please, no, my grandmother.
Yeah,
please. He gets real. He's like, no.
I'm already painted with honey, please. Yeah. And they're just like, hey, chill, baby. It's all good.
Yo, the kids get fucking gangster.
Yeah.
Because at one point when they're walking up, they go, he's like, you see Tony Circus is on like near the cliff's edge, and one kid's like, do we do it here? And he's like, no. Too messy, too obvious.
Oh yeah, they thought about pushing him off that cliff.
They thought about just murdering.
Yeah. Like, we'll eat his body. Like, we don't have to save money on dinner. Like, what? Dude, how fat are you, man? You're so fat that cannibalism is an option? Fucking, if you're looking past food, you are fat.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be going to people this quick in the game. You're 10, baby. Fucking put some gravy on it.
Just put some gravy
Get your
on it.
taste buds acclimated before you start dipping in the people sauce. So then Stiller's wrapped up. He breaks out, strangles the British kid,
Strangles the British kid.
gets out, runs into the. I mean, at this point,
into the midterm weigh-ins.
at this point, they thought even Pat had come down before Stiller broke out, came face to face with him, and was like, "I was going to help you, but no, I'm not." And he was just like, "Let me out of here!" And he's taped up, and they thought they were just living sweet. They fucking ripped his sign off his house, and
They're playing.
yeah, they were playing all the games, swimming, and then Stiller comes into the I guess the mess hall.
The mess hall, and he breaks glass to prove out, and he walks on it
Yeah,
to prove his point.
yeah, and then gets real, jumps up on the table, and then he gets in. He starts screaming at Jerry, and then Jerry's dad Tambor, because remember
Punches
when he
him.
came to pick him up, he was like, "Oh, you look the same." Oh, that was at the weigh-in. Okay,
Yeah, that was the weigh-in.
so now they're here, and yeah, Tambor punches him.
Yeah, but he does say, he's like, "You're fat, shitty little son. What'd you do? Just feed him." Num, num. He's just
Oh,
saying
yeah. Num, 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 num. You got those number eyes, baby. Num, 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 num. Yeah, and
he punches
Tambor
him.
couldn't take it. Punches him in the dick. He goes
I
down.
call him fat.
Yeah.
That's why I sent him to this
Wait,
camp.
is that what he said?
No, he
Yeah,
might as well.
yeah.
I sent him here.
That's my fat son, but I'll call him that.
I don't appreciate him for who he is, but I do appreciate what he can be.
He's under my roof, but only because he can't eat it.
He's still hitting him with
Yeah,
kilos.
yeah. He's like, "Dad, I get it, man. Fucking the camp didn't work. Shit, we still got to ride home. Chill
Dude,
out."
this guy was fucking crazy. I was
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
I was
Thanks for
stress
punching
eating.
him, but I feel like you're still not on my side, even though you punched him. I know you just punched him. That was a great display of, family, but yeah,
Stop shitting
support
on
me. Stop shitting on me. And then Stiller does takes the punch
Yeah, he does.
and does 8 backflips
Yeah.
after the punch, right?
Yeah, he takes the punch, does it like 8
It's like some
backflips.
Street Fighter shit. Like he turned his hit into a move. You know?
they
But
do.
and then he just falls down.
He falls. Something. What knocks him down?
I thought he just did 8 backflips and that was that. And he was just like,
He's
"Fuck,
like,
man, that was
"Oh,
too many." And he just hit the fucking counter and went down.
I am not in the shape that I thought I was
Yeah. 8 backflips after a dad punch. He was like, and I don't know where he was trying to backflip to, but he just went a little too far,
in. Yeah.
hit the cabinet, fell down, and then that was that.
Yeah, and then and then he hit the cabinet. Yeah, because I forgot how he gets hurt again, but you're right, it is just nonsense.
Yeah.
And then he shows up and he's his dad. He plays his dad. He plays like Big Circus.
Yeah, and the kid's like, Mr. Parkus, Perkis?
Yeah,
right?
Perkis.
Perkis. Mr. Perkis, and he goes, "Call me Pop."
Call me Papa. He
Yeah.
goes, "Okay, Papa." As his dad's right there, like, what the fuck, man?
His dad's like, "Dude, I should have fucking come on day 2. I shouldn't have let you be here this long." Yeah, and then
Yo, I love this. And then the dad, this is my favorite part. That made me laugh. I don't know why. The dad goes, he goes, "All right, well, I guess we have to shut the camp down." They're like, "No, please. What can we do to keep it open? We still want to be here." And
Yeah.
he's like, "Well, if an adult wants to supervise," and he goes,
Yeah, hilarious.
"Who's been here the longest?"
yeah, great.
2, 4 years,
Yeah.
5 years. 18 minutes. And he goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, what you do with your life?"
He was just like, he's like 4, 2, all right, that sounds good. 5, yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, 18. Wait, what the fuck did you just say? 18.
You've been here 18.
Ooh, like, dude, that was a bomb.
That was the biggest diss to me of like, because it wasn't even about
Yeah,
being
what have you been
fat.
doing with your life?
It was just, what have you done?
Why are you here still? I'm not even here, and I own this place.
I haven't been here in 12 years. I own this fucking place. You still work
I
here?
only came here because my son said he was trapped in a hole again.
Again.
Yeah. Oh man, so that was great because then it was like this guy's like, I can be the hero.
Yeah.
Me
I can
and
run
Ja-
this camp.
Maybe I can adopt Jerry. Maybe if I get enough cachet from just running this camp, I can.
I'm finally making more money. I mean, let's also just be
Oh,
honest.
yeah, he was just-
I'm finally
He was just a
making-
counselor who was like in the promotional video being like,
bragging about it. Because
Yeah.
I remember one time he says he's like,
You
I don't
remember
know
me
if-
from the video?
And his friend's like, this fucking
Yeah. Jerry was like, yeah, oh yeah. He's like, yeah. And you want to drive the bus? You know, just trying to be the cool guy right out of the gate. He's like, hey, fuck my wife if you want, dude. Drive the bus.
Drive the bus.
Fat camp, baby. No rules.
Camp Hope. What do you think it stands for?
I hope you don't tell your parents what happens here. What stays.
Yo, that's just what Camp Hope. We hope you don't tell your parents what happens here.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. But so he came out of the gate just spewing fun. But so he takes over, 18 years experience, which is huge. We didn't get to see what happened with him and the girl, right?
No, they make out. Because at one point she's like, "Get over here, you fucking manager now."
yeah. She's like, "Ooh, someone's taking me to Sizzler," which is where I love when Goldberg
comes back.
Come back, and they were like, "What was the outside like?" Because he acted like he was prison.
Yeah, and he's like,
and he got out. He's like, I went to Sizzler.
I went to fucking Sizzler.
Got me that fucking all you can eat.
He's like, bro, they had to close down when I left that bitch. And they were all like,
I went through 2 boxes of napkins. Yeah.
Also, I love that it was Sizzler. That was such a like that. It's funny how I used to think that was the fanciest place.
Oh yeah.
As a kid, I was like, oh my god, if I can one day eat at a Sizzler.
Well, dude, it sounds great. The commercials, I gotta say, were like top notch. They framed the food well. The graphics were always cool.
Yeah.
You know, and also you just didn't. I feel like you also, who you hear about goes there. Like I was like, oh, it looks cool. Like there was maybe one kid that was doing all right that you hear about him and his family going there. You're like, oh fuck, that must be where ballers go. You know, he was like, yeah, dude, I got some salad. There was a soup thing. And you're like, oh, you get a place where that just has all the foods.
Yeah, and you're like, what?
That didn't sound like a cheap establishment.
No, it came with the baked potato, fucking everything in the baked potato.
He's like,
what?
dude,
It came in the baked potato.
He's like, dude, I ate. He's like, my ice cream like accidentally spilled over the plate into my baked potato. He's like, I still fucking ate it. And you're just like, oh man, I would never think about combining those worlds at home. My mom's like gonna go out of her way to be like, and scoop of vanilla and baked potato. Don't mash them together, you know. So
my mom's not gonna fucking. She's not gonna get there. That fucking plain bitch.
She's not gonna lay out a spread for me like this. Hey guys, Adam Ray here for the About Last Night podcast. Hope you're enjoying this episode. Obviously, it's a very difficult time for everyone right now. We're all challenged in finding a day-to-day routine that makes our lives consistent and awesome. And if there's something that's interfering with your happiness right now or preventing you from achieving your goals, BetterHelp Online Counseling is there for you. BetterHelp is a professional counseling service, online, private, and it's so convenient. I've used it for a little bit now. It's truly the only way that I've found to help get my own issues dealt with on my own time, at my own pace. You can schedule secure video or phone sessions, plus chat and text with your licensed professional counselor right now. They're specialized in depression, anger, stress, anxiety, family conflicts, LGBT matters, grief or relationships, sleeping, which I have a lot of trouble with, trauma, self-esteem. Anything that you share with them is confidential. And guess what? If you're not happy with your counselor for any reason, at any time, you can request a new one for no additional charge. There's 3,000 U.S. licensed therapists across all 50 states, available worldwide. And again, there's 4 ways to communicate with them: text, chat, phone, and video. You can start communicating in under 24 hours. It's available on any desktop, mobile web, Android, and iOS apps. Schedule a video or phone session, generally weekly, unless your therapist schedules more, unless you just are really not sleeping and need to get some additional chats in. There's broad expertise in the network, which may not be locally available in many areas. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. It's secure, it's convenient, it's professional, and above all, it's affordable. All right, it's truly the most affordable option I've found. So right now, all ALN listeners are going to get 10% off your first month with a discount code AboutLastNight. So why not get started today and start making some changes for the better in your life? You deserve it. So go to BetterHelp.com/AboutLastNight. Simply fill out a questionnaire to help them assess your needs and get matched with a counselor that you'll love. That's BetterHelp.com/AboutLastNight. BetterHelp.com/AboutLastNight and get 10% off your first month with promo code AboutLastNight. And now back to the episode. And then they do an obstacle course at the end.
Because that was what the whole movie's all about, is they finally get the Apache relay race.
Yeah. This was against the other camp, right?
Yeah. And
what was the other camp called? It was just...
MVP. MVP. Most valuable player.
versus Camp Hope. It couldn't be more two opposites.
Of what
Team
these camps are
Awesome
about.
versus Team Quit. I mean,
Team Let's Go Play versus Team Where's the Shade? Always where's the shade?
Yeah, they just
yeah.
had, they were the skinny kids. They were the
and
cool
the
kids.
announcer, he says, all right, guys, finally time for the Apache relay race against the perennial powerhouse MVP going up against the fat losers. That's what he says, the fat losers of Camp Hope. And it's like, because the parents are there, it's like, wait a minute, man.
Yeah.
If I'm a dad, I'm like, hey, dude.
Come on, man.
I'll say that at home. But even me, I want him to, he knows I don't mean that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That was a, and then so they won. Take me through the events again.
So the events were obstacle course.
Obstacle course.
If you watch the movie and you're going on like what real time would be, it's over.
Yeah.
Like as one kid finishes the whole rock climb and slides, and then they're clapping for their friend who's like on step 1, and it's like, oh well, if you logistically took the time to there's no comeback.
No way. They did a potato sack race.
Yeah. Oh, that's how. In the beginning, that's how they get dogged.
Yeah.
Just potato sack race through the obstacle course, and then they come back through this hall of knowledge, which is like.
Yeah, that was. What was the question too?
It was all American history.
Oh yeah.
And the British kid is murdering, and then he's like, oh, don't know your history per se, mate. And it's whatever the
Oh yeah, just throwing shade to Team Skinny
and Team America and the American school system.
Yeah, it was you're right. That was a big dig. I wonder if that was improvised from the little British kid, or if like that was written in. You know.
Yeah.
If he was just like, you know what, fuck this country.
I've
I've been trying to break in for fucking 5 years. I came here to do soup commercials when I was 3. And I got fired. Yeah, look at me now. And so then it all builds up to the go-kart race. And Pat and Jerry, this is what they've been working on. This is what they've been building, a potential father-son post-movie relationship. Like these guys, this is the scene that's going to either, like, they win this race, like these guys are friends after the movie, you know?
Yeah. They're so... They also built the thing together.
Yeah.
They steal they chop a motorboat up and put it together.
See, and that's so funny that it wasn't surprising to see them build to that, because again, right out of the gate, he was like, you want to drive the bus? You want to fucking go? You want to sleep in my bed, man? Dude, I got my same clothes in your size already. If you want to fucking look like me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I forgot he said,
he came in hot.
How many drinks you had?
Yeah.
One? I don't give a shit. I've had one too, buddy.
Can you drive stick? Ah, you fucking pussy. Yeah. What do you know?
You know how to figure a clit? You know how to play with the clit? And he's like, what? He's like, all right, come on in.
He's like, is that a new flavor of Starburst? Yeah, that is too true when you're a fat kid and you hear things that you don't know about. It just, you equate it to food. I remember thinking that, like when someone was like, dude, like if they said like, you know, finger the clit, I'd be like, oh man, that's like, do you dip that in the, is that like one of those, what was the fun dip? Is that like
is that more a ranch thing or barbecue sauce thing?
Yeah.
What flavor is it?
Yeah, but they won, which was great.
They pulled out fucking crazy comeback.
Everyone goes nuts. It was a classic, like, you know, Cool Runnings. They finished.
Yes.
They walked the bobsled across the finish line. Like these guys.
The Little Rascals. Also same ending. You know what I mean?
Yeah, go-kart race.
Just a go-kart race.
But the appropriate amount of like Disney enthusiasm. Like you're glad the good guys won.
Yeah.
And then they said "I love you" to each other at the end. Right? I'm almost positive. I wrote that down. So
I think Adam, I think they do.
Yeah, he's like, thanks. I think that's what I think Jerry goes, thanks, Pat, and he's like, I love you. So it wasn't like
he's like, I love you too.
It wasn't I love you too, man. And then it would have been right for Jerry to pull back and be like, I said thanks. I didn't say I love you, man. And he's like, oh, cool. No, I was saying I love you like
anybody.
Like if you want to be my kid.
Yeah, I love Michael Jordan.
I love Michael Jordan. I love stuff. I love pizza. Yeah. Yeah.
You know he does. I forgot that they have a real like deep, like I love you, man. He's like, I'll be back every year. He's like, you better.
That's right. Yeah. You motherfucking dude. I need you to be a wingman for me, man. I fucking, you know.
I'm the manager now.
I told you some dark shit, remember?
I'm the manager. Some dark shit.
Take that shit to the grave, all right?
We're boys, right?
Or I'll bury you in your snack bed. All right. I'll see you next summer. Oh man.
Oh god.
Yeah, it. Well, it was a blast from the past. It was made in 95. So this, I mean, we're going in order at this point. Blank
We are.
Check 94, Heavyweights 95.
Yeah.
I want to say that they both feel like summer movies to me. You know,
Yeah. Oh, this is you see
End of
this
school,
in
yeah.
the school year, comes out in May. You
Yeah,
know what I
for
mean?
sure.
Right in the middle of something, just fucking
Yeah.
fun time.
Yeah.
I forgot this. This is yo, Jerry, that's what he says. Hey, thanks, Pat. Thanks for the best damn summer of my life. And
That's
Pat
right.
goes, mine's too. Like, dude, you're fucking 42. This was the best summer of your
there had
life.
to have been one summer that at least held a torch to this one, man. You're just straight up saying it's the best.
This is the best one you ever had.
Yeah, this is like you guys went through so much. Like,
Didn't you go to college? And he's like, yeah, Michigan State. And it's like, wait, so 4 years Michigan State. You never.
No, man. Yeah, he was like, dude, doing belly flops and fucking saving a camp, and you guys all, you know, you put on weight. That's the one downside, but like, you know, it's fine. Like, I'm still gonna live longer because I can afford, like, you know, Medicare and stuff. But you'll be, you know, you're whatever. It's like you know, you got your 20s to figure it out. But
Like, I sure didn't.
yeah, I
Look at me,
sure
I'm
did,
figuring
man.
it out
Look
now.
at me, man. Best summer of my life, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, best
you guys
summer.
bounce, man. I'm gonna live here, dude. I'm gonna live on this campground. Hopefully the nurse stays. You know.
I wish you would have said this, like, this is the best summer. I got a fucking raise this summer, dude. Best summer of my life. And the kid's like, wait, how long have you
Yeah.
been? Like, he starts putting it together. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, and I think if you did a sequel now, you know, or even if they had done a sequel right after, Heavyweights 2, even heavier. I mean, the poster, the poster's like a kid. Well, actually, isn't the poster already in this one like a kid? They're all sitting on a sandwich, right?
they're all, no, they're all four of them. I'm looking at it now. They're all holding up a
think
sandwich. They're all holding up a sandwich.
Okay. I thought for some reason a kid was eating a sandwich and all of them were like in the sandwich. That's what I thought the movie
It should have
poster
been
was.
that. It should have been Tony Circus eating a sandwich.
Yeah.
Tony
But
Perkins.
Disney
and
probably
then-
thought that's too fucking violent.
Oh, no, you're right. One of them is in the sandwich.
But nobody's eating the sandwich. I thought somebody was eating a kid sandwich. You know, and if you had Tony Perkins doing that, Disney would probably be like, that's a little aggressive.
Just a kid's head.
Yeah, he's eating a kid's head. Got fucking like, you know,
This movie made $17 million in the box office. That's crazy.
95. That's that's pretty good,
I
right?
wonder what though, because I'm sure the budget was probably what, 5 million, 10 million.
Do you want to just really quickly Google top grossing Disney movie 95?
Top grossing Disney movie 95.
Because Blank Check, I feel like, I mean, I'd be curious to know that one, but I think Heavyweights at 17 is like, I wonder where that stands with like George of the Jungle. You know, it's got to be like 100 mil.
I mean, dude, right at the top, Toy Story
Yep.
and Pocahontas.
Whoa, do we even get Heavyweights on the list?
Let's see, 39 more rows.
God damn. All right, well, we can.
Oh man, I don't think it comes up because some of these list is crazy.
Pocahontas, number 2. Yeah, well, you know.
Oh, it didn't make it.
Oh no.
It didn't make it money wise. But you know what? It's still a classic. Everyone remembers it. I've never talked to anyone who didn't know lunch is canceled today due to a lack of hustle.
Because there hasn't been any fat camp movies since or prior I can think of. You know?
I'm trying to think, has there been, because even in like Superbad, it's like, oh no, one kid's fat, one kid. It's
Yeah,
like,
but that's not fat camp.
No, it's definitely not
Like, there's
fat
Camp
camp.
Nowhere, but that's not fat camp.
Yeah.
Remember Camp Nowhere?
I've never seen Camp Nowhere.
Oh wow, that might be next.
I've never seen it.
That's great. Christopher Lloyd, and just it's teenage
Fucking Doc.
Disney. Yeah, he's like he's a crazy camp counselor, and that's all these teens, but they're not fat. They're fucking. They're looking.
They
to
got
party.
their own issues.
Yeah, they got their own issues. There's some mental health stuff going on. And there's a couple of the kids are, you know, just a lot of the kids got, you know, puberty issues, and just Christopher Lloyd's there to work it all out. But Disney was just going for it. They were like, you know, fat camp. What's next? You know,
Yeah.
teenagers, and then after that, who knows what? With Disney.
It's funny how they stopped. They were like, hey, we're not going to put regular kids in this anymore. It's like, why? Because, man, if you watched our old shit, we lost our. I can't believe they had to cancel this.
Oh, man.
Because they've only made it like animation stuff now. They haven't, you can tell they're like, oh, no, we're not going back.
A movie like this too, I think, would be tough to make now because of the just the fat shaming.
Oh, you mean like
I think people would.
First line, fat Tubbo. You're fat Tubbo.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess if the kids win, like, you know, maybe it's met with devil's advocate of just, all right, well, at least it's got a message, and not just being like, if you're gonna have them come out on top, they gotta, you know, if they can take the shit and they gotta be able to give it type thing. But
I don't know why they could at least made them smart. They made them all so stupid. Like they're all so look how fat and just they're all dumb.
Yeah.
How worthless are they? Huh?
Yeah.
You know, it's like why is this the pitch? So there's a fat camp and it's
What was the pitch?
Oh God! So there's this fat camp. I got an idea for a movie. This fat camp. They're all worthless kids. And they're like, all right. And he's like, no,
Go on.
really worthless. I mean, they're fucking fat. They're stupid. Their parents don't love them. Nobody loves them.
thanks, bud.
You know what I mean? It's all like no, it's just nothing. And he's like, all right, what else? You tell me. you tell me what else.
What else
this movie could be anything.
Oh man, are there snacks? You goddamn right, there's snacks hidden everywhere. Is there snack sneaking?
And we find them all. We replace them. Whoa.
Yeah, I want to know the kids that didn't make that movie, because, you know, the kids that auditioned that were either too fat or they're like, hey, you're not Disney fat, you know, because that had to be discussed. I wrote that down.
First thing I was like, you know what, this kid's fat, but he's Disney fat, because he's not like, you're not looking at him going like, you know, Precious, where you're like, oh my God, this is scary.
Oh yeah, but there was because these kids need to be able to move and shake, be able to hike. Like, I wonder if in the audition it was like, we're gonna go to the hallway, have you run up and down the stairs for a little bit, see how much breath you get. You know what I'm saying though? Because it's like, you have to be able to hike in this movie. You got to be able to
jump off the blob.
You got to be able to swim for 10 minutes without getting tired.
Go-kart. I need you to sit there not sweating your little. I need people not to be uncomfortable with how much you're sweating.
Yeah, dude, we can only afford one night makeup gal. We can't be coming in to powder your fucking fat ass every 10 minutes. So you got to be able to, you know, soak up the sun.
Yeah.
And not just be dripping through your clothes.
That was definitely a part of it. Like, hey, we can't have these fucking fatties dripping through their clothes. So make sure
they're like,
mobile.
Yeah, they're mobile, and they're you know, their glands are like normal. And they don't you know, they don't do too much of this. Not get too much fucking, you know, just pre-chomp chomping.
When they see food and they're already chewing, I don't want. They bring out food and they start chewing before we give it to them. Fucking get them out.
If they just see food and start chewing, we can't fucking have that, man. We'll replace them. We're not above recasting. We're 8 weeks in. Hey, man, this is where CGI gets, you know, developed.
Those, you know, they're fat. Just put another fat kid in there. Oh, they'll notice. They won't notice.
Yeah, they did do well though. The casting,
yeah, they loved it.
And Disney, I loved it. Got to give them kudos for that. Both these, this film and Blank Check, for just the casting. Like, everybody felt like they should be there.
Yeah, there was no one that was out of place.
Yeah, but again, I would love to know who turned it down, who didn't get it. You know what happened. Like, if you don't get cast, if they say you're too fat for Disney fat, like, does that make you turn your shit around? Or do you just go, I'll show them, and then you know.
Also, again, I would have fucking, if I'd have got that role in Heavyweights, his life goes out of control.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
God. That movie is fun, man.
Great movie.
It's a good movie.
It was a good one to do.
That was just a fun
movie. Because it had a
heart. It was funnier. Also, it was funnier than this. Like, oh, this movie's funny. This movie, there are some like movie,
a lot of laughs.
A lot of laughs in this. You know,
good character work too.
Yeah,
the best so far.
Definitely.
Like, Henry was the character in Blank Check.
Well, he was the only character.
Like the larger than life, and then you get Stiller's character. But Stiller was perfect for that. It's like, that's what you want.
And Pat was good. He was like, hey, we want you to be the B story, and you're gonna get some pussy.
That guy's been like the friend or the neighbor in like a bunch of sitcoms.
So much.
I feel like you played poker with Tim Allen on Home Improvement a lot. You
Probably.
know? Like, he was just always like, yeah, hey, I gotta get out of here. The wife wants me in bed by 8, you know, and so he just was like leaving the poker game like 2 hours early, and they're like, fucking, but you came here at 7:30. I know, yeah, quick game, right? And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Way too early, man. It's Friday.
The wife, you know.
Isn't she out of town this weekend? Yeah, she wants me home. All right. Oh, you know, that's some sort of fucking funny shit that you laughed at. Well, great one.
Oh, that was fun, man.
That was great.
God, that was fun. Real quick, I got to plug him. Go follow Darren Bates, everybody. Go follow Darren Bates. Instagram at @WestonSun_56. He pays for this, so that's what he gets. He gets his name shouted out because he pays the bills. D Bates, go follow him. Go listen to the Raw Room podcast and show him some love. He's a great guy. Go Titans. Tighten up.
At Derek Poston at Adam Ray Comedy.
Yes, sir.
And another great crossover up.
Dude.
We're gonna do more movies. I think
This is so much fun.
Yeah.
Anytime. Oh my God, I want to do Sandlot.
we got a whole list, and people have been suggesting nonstop after Blank Check came out.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited.
Yeah. All right,
I'm
player.
excited. Later, buddy.